Hi, in this video I'll be showing you this. It's the Bosch BCS 711GB cordless vacuum cleaner. At this time of recording, this is part of Bosch's new range called Unlimited 7, and what I want to do is to show you around the vacuum cleaner with some of the features and benefits that it offers. Just before we start, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just give us a quick thumbs up. What I do is I talk about household appliances. I do specialise in cordless vacuums like these, and there's normally a bit of tech in there as well. So first of all, before we start, we need to get the vacuum out of the box. You'll see on here it says please open here, so you know which way to open it, and that will normally become apparent when you open the box, because if you open it upside down then it doesn't quite, I assume it won't quite open the same way. Anyway, first of all we've got the instructions. If you've followed me on YouTube for a while, you know I'm not a huge fan of reading instructions. You'll see there's a lot in there, but that covers quite a few different languages. So we'll put that to the side. So, we've got the mains charger. Clearly being cordless, it needs to be recharged at some point. We've got some information on the Unlimited 7 range, just what it can do. So we'll cover that more of that in a moment. Just pop this cardboard to the side. So, what have we got here? So this is the main wand, or lance as some people call it. I'm quite interested in this design here. So let's pop that to the side for a moment. We've got the flexible crevice tool. I must say I do like this. Bosch have done this on quite a few different models, and it does normally go down quite well. Got a couple of other tools and accessories. Got the brush here, so that's a double action brush, but we'll cover that in a moment. That's part of the wall bracket. That's the wall bracket all together there. The main floor head, that feels quite chunky, so we'll have a good look at that in a moment. And then almost towards the end we've got the main handheld body of the vacuum. I do like this. And almost there we've got a battery, which is pretty fundamental being a cordless vacuum, and we've just got some paperwork in here just saying about the 10-year motor guarantee. That's something that's quite interesting, but again I'll cover that a bit more in a moment. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to clear the area, put the box and cardboard and packaging to one side, and then we'll start to have a look at the vacuum. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear the area, make some space, and then we'll start to have a look at the vacuum. Just before I do that, I will just mention quickly that I'm impressed that Bosch have made the majority of the packaging recyclable. We've got the main box in there, so I'll just show you at the bottom. You know, everything in here should be recyclable. There's some packaging here that I took out earlier. I suppose there's some small amounts. There's some polythene bags here, but hopefully, you know, once you've got the vacuum, you're impressed with it, then if you do dispose of the box, then at least most of it can be recycled properly. This is the main body of the vacuum, and upon first impressions, it's actually really light. The main reason for that, because it's not got the battery on at the moment. Now, I did mention earlier that this is part of Bosch's new Unlimited 7 range. Now, the Unlimited concept for Bosch isn't new. That's been around for several years now. And the idea is that these batteries are used not just for the vacuums, but they're used for other Bosch appliances as well. Cordless trimmers, circular saws. It's part of their Unlimited range. And as long as it's part of the 18 volt range, you just see on the side there, so as long as it's the 18 volt, then you should be able to interchange the battery between other tools and accessories. So now that's a really good idea, because the battery and the charger can be one of the most expensive parts. If you buy in something like a cordless drill or a circular saw, then by changing the battery between different devices, then that can save you quite a lot. Because sometimes you can buy just what they call the body of the, say, a cordless drill. So you just buy the drill itself, you don't buy the battery and the charger. So that's something to have a look at. The way you put this on is it just clips on like that, ever so easy, and you just got the button on the back, but you just pull that off. But for now, we want to keep that on there. Of course, when you put the battery on, it does increase the weight, but it's still just under 3 kilograms for the vacuum itself, so it's still lightweight. If weight is a priority for you, then this is certainly one to look at. I'll just take you through this part of the vacuum first, and then we'll look at the tools and accessories in a moment. So on this particular model, you have a maximum runtime of up to 40 minutes, which for the majority of people, 40 minutes of vacuuming is normally plenty of time. When it comes to recharging it, if it's completely flat, if the battery is completely flat, then you're normally looking around 4 to 5 hours to fully charge, so it's not too bad. As far as the runtime, so you have got different suction levels. I'll just show you that. So you will see on here that you've got a battery status indicator. Clearly at the moment I've only unboxed this, so I haven't had a chance to charge the battery at the moment. It was flashing on the last indicator, so that really means that it needs to be charged. But as I say, you have got different options on here. So you've got auto, turbo and eco, and for each of those what it will do is it will actually vary the suction amount. I will give you a demonstration of this in a moment, especially on the auto setting, because there's something quite interesting to talk about on that. But what you will find is that on the 40-minute runtime, clearly that is on the minimum suction. So even though if you go to the maximum suction, you won't achieve the 40-minute full runtime. But of course it depends on the surface that you're on. So if you're vacuuming on things like hard floors or laminate or wooden floor, tiles, things like that, then the amount of runtime you'll get will be longer than if you vacuum in, say, on a long pile carpet. Clearly at some point you're going to need to empty the bin on the vacuum, and to do that it is easy. You just got the button on the front here, press that down and the whole bin comes off there. So as part of the bin you've got the filter as well. Just before I show you inside the bin, you have got this on the top here, and what that will do is it's designed so it's a little agitator on the inside of the filter, and the idea is that it will actually clean the inside of the filter. But as far as the bin itself, once you've taken the filter out, then you've got the ability to go and empty the bin. Now in quite a few of my other videos I do recommend when it comes to maintenance and cleaning things to give the bin a quick rinse or give it a wipe round. On this one, because you have got electrical connections around here, then I certainly wouldn't recommend getting this wet. The only thing you will find is if you do want to clean it, then just get something like a damp microfiber cloth or something, just give it a wipe out inside, but I certainly wouldn't get it wet. As far as the filter itself, as I just showed you, you can twist that and that will agitate a lot of the dirt and the dust from within inside the filter, and then all you need to do to take it apart is to just twist it, and then you can just go and empty any of the rubbish out from inside there. Most filters from most manufacturers are washable, but not in the case of these ones. They're not designed to be washed. But all you need to do to put it back together, just pop that in, twist it, it clicks into place, and then you just drop the filter back into the bin. It's just the rubber seal around the inside, so there's nothing to twist or nothing to do in there. That just drops in. When it comes to cleaning, just make sure that you've got any of the dirt and the debris free from around the side there, because what you want to do is you want to make sure that that fits perfectly in place. If it's not quite in place, if there's a piece of dirt or dust around the side there, if it's raised up a little bit, then it can affect the suction. And that's the same on any vacuum really. Just make sure all the seals are nice and clean, and then when it comes to putting the bin back on, you just locate it at the bottom, then you're ready to go. So you've got a couple of options when it comes to vacuuming. You can either use it as a handheld vacuum like this, which people tend to like because it's nice and lightweight. Then if you want to go and say vacuum in your car or sofa or go and do your stairs, you don't have to lug the whole vacuum around with you. You can just use that as a handheld. Now you do get quite a few tools and accessories with it. All of these accessories just fit on there like that. You just clip it on there, and then to release it you just pull that off. That's nice and easy. So the first accessory I'll show you is this one. It's like a double action brush. So you've got the soft bristles on here, and then to pull it back, then you've got the upholstery tool as well. So I do like the idea of doing that, where you've got two tools in one. It just saves having to store too many tools. Then you've got this one, a cheeky little crevice tool. That's quite a standard tool with most brands. So it's not unique to Bosch, but it's something that you really need within the accessory range. Now, talking about crevice tools, this is another one that Bosch offer, and not many brands put this kind of tool in there. So I'm impressed and pleased that Bosch have carried on doing this, because they've done it on quite a few of the previous models. Now, this is a flexible crevice tool. If you wanted to get down the side of your car seat, that's quite a classic one, or even down the side of your sofa, then this is almost a must. The idea is that you can get round the corners quite easily. What I'm also impressed at is it looks like Bosch have changed the material slightly on here, because on some of the previous models where they used to make them with the flexible crevice tool, it wasn't quite as strong as this, so that when you twisted it, then it would bend quite easily and it would limit the airflow within the flexible crevice tool. And then as we go to the main floor head, I did show you it quickly when I was unboxing it, but as far as the brushes underneath, so you've got the black bristles, which are very stiff on there, and then as you come around to the red ones, they're nice and soft. So it's a good compromise. So even if you're vacuuming, if you're changing over from carpet to hard floor, then you've got a good combination of the two brushes there. Clearly, being a stick design of cordless vacuum, it's always ideal if you can to wall mount it. And I suppose the advantage of wall mounting the vacuum is that if you can put the charger within the vacuum so that they can charge at the same time, it just means that when you stored it, it's charging, and then when you go to vacuum again, then you're ready to go. And what Bosch have done is they've come up with this design. Now, it's not a new design. This kind of design has been around again for a couple of years, but they've found out that it still works, so I'm glad they've kept with it. And the idea is that you just wall mount that part of the vacuum, and you can put the charger within the, let's just show you that. So when you put everything together, the idea is that you put the charger within the wall bracket, and then what will happen is when you go to put the vacuum on here, then it will stay in place, because you have got a separate part for the wall bracket. So that part goes on there. It's got a little magnet just to keep the vacuum in place, and then that will just sit on there. And as I say, all it means is that because you got the charger put within the wall bracket, then whenever you come to use the vacuum again, it's fully charged. The last thing to note on the wall bracket is that you have got space for two of the tools at the bottom here. I'm still not quite sure why they don't make a wall bracket where you can put all the tools and accessories on there. It just gets a little bit annoying sometimes when you can't store all of the tools, because at the moment with the Bosch vacuum we've got 3 accessories and space for just 2. Anyway, now I'm going to show you the wand that comes with it. That just clips into place like that, and then to put the main floor head on, then you just need to locate it into place and then push it on like that. Now, something quite interesting on this vacuum, and the idea of this is you've got a button underneath, and when you press it, you can actually bend the vacuum like that. Now it goes to about 90 degrees, and I suppose the whole concept of this is that when you're vacuuming, if you want to vacuum, say, under your bed or under a sofa, then it just saves you having to bend down too far. All you need to do is press the button and you can just reduce the angle that you're having to bend down. So I'm really impressed with that. You have also got a clip on the back here. Now, I suppose it has a couple of applications. First of all, you can store it if you wanted to, say, clip it over the side of a chair while you're just taking a quick break. On the Bosch website, that's how they advertise that. The other thing is that you can actually lean it up against something, and then you can just store it like that, which can make life a little bit easier, just having the little rubber clip on the back. Just want to give you a quick demonstration of the vacuum in action. As I mentioned earlier, I was talking about the ability to reduce the height that you're bending down. So I'll just show you that. So that's something I'm really impressed with. I think for a lot of people, especially if you struggle with your back, then that could be a real winner. As you can see at the moment, it's almost on the floor and I'm not having to bend down that far. But I suppose for general use, you'll just have it up So you just clip it up like that and then you're ready to go. What I want to do now is to give you a demonstration of the auto setting on the vacuum. This is something I briefly mentioned earlier, and the idea of the auto is that it will detect the surface that you're vacuuming on and it will adjust the suction depending also on the amount of dirt that you've got. So I'll just give you a quick demonstration of this. I know it's a really crude demo, but I've just got a piece of wood here and then we've got some carpet next to it. And I just want to show you how it will vary the suction depending on the surface. So let's have a go. So hopefully you heard that the suction did vary quite a lot. I could certainly hear it here. I'm not quite sure if you got that from the microphone, but it did vary a lot. And that's, again, it's quite a crude demonstration, but it's a really good feature because what it's doing, if you go between different surfaces and also different dirt levels, then it will increase and decrease the suction on the vacuum. And I suppose the main advantage is that it can save quite a bit of battery life doing it that way. If you are thinking of buying one of these models, I have provided a link below to show you where to get one at a competitive price. I did mention earlier quickly when I was unboxing the vacuum about the 10-year guarantee on the motor. That's something that can be really good. So if the motor does go wrong, then the part, so the motor itself, should be covered under the guarantee. There are terms and conditions attached to that, but what I would recommend when you buy the vacuum, just register for that, because if you don't register, there's a good chance it won't be covered. Hope you enjoyed this video on the Bosch BCS 711GB cordless vacuum cleaner. All I'd normally say is please give us a thumbs up, click subscribe on my YouTube video and leave any comments below. I'd always ask for comments, whether it's good or bad, about the video. If I have missed something on the video, if you've got any questions on the vacuum and you think I've missed it, then just pop it in the comments and I'll get back to you. If you have bought one of these, or if you have got one of the Bosch Unlimited range, it doesn't have to be the Unlimited 7, if you've got any of the Unlimited models, then let me know what you think about it, because I do always appreciate the feedback. Thanks for watching.